Hello, my name is Kayla Burtis. My facilitation technique that I'm going to talk with you about is therapeutic horseback riding. But before I get into that, I am going to read you guys a poem that pretty much is like the joys that therapeutic horseback riding gives. Um, and is written by John Anthony Davis. So, I saw a child who couldn't walk, on a horse, laugh and talk, then ride it through a field of daisies, and yet he could not walk unaided. I saw a child no legs below, sit on a horse and make it go, through woods of green and places he had never been, to sit and stare, except from a chair. I saw a child who could only crawl, mount a horse and sit up tall, put it through degrees of paces, and laugh at the wonder in our faces. I saw a child born into strife take up and hold the reins of life, and that same child was heard to say, "Thank God for showing me the way." So I thought that was a really cool poem, and I liked it a lot. Um, all right, so the definition of therapeutic horseback riding is that it utilizes traditional riding disciplines or adaptive riding activities to achieve therapeutic goals. It is an equestrian experience for those with special needs, promoting the ability to build independence and self confidence, and to help the person reach individualized goals. Therapeutic horseback riding has been classified into four main approaches to serve people with different types of abilities by addressing physiological, physical, social, and behavioral goals. Um, and the first thing is the history of it. Therapeutic horseback riding has been around for a very long time. It has been reported that therapeutic riding was used by the Greeks to raise the spirits of incurably ill people. In 1670, an English doctor, Lord Thomas Sydenham, even wrote, "There is no better um, treatment for the body and soul than many hours each week in the saddle riding the horse." In 1969, English formed the British Riding for the Disabled Association, while Canada and the United States formed the North American Riding for the Handicap Association, which is shortened, which is like the things for NARHA. So, and the purpose for the therapeutic horseback riding is to treat individuals who have physical, emotional, and cognitive conditions. The first thing I wanted to discuss is like the equipment. Um, pretty much is you have to first like always address like first it's the rider and then the horse, and that's the biggest thing to always think. Um, the main types of equipment are that you have are the safety belt or body harness, the saddle, sorry, the saddle pad, the stirrups, um, which go on the side of the horse, the reins, which you pull from, the bridle, the hand holds, uh, and the saddles, and riding crops, and a bell. Um, some of these are only used for certain things, just in case if they're needed. And then you have specific exercises that may be used in therapeutic horseback riding. So you have, for instance, balancing, mounting, you have strengthening, stretching, you have using the line, jumping, vaulting, driving, and as well as like incorporating games. So the first one to go with is mounting, and mounting has a mounting is like has a total lift, and which uses a hoist to lift riders. So they lift riders, and then you have an assisted lift from a wheelchair, which is accomplished from a mounting ramp. Stretching, another exercise is stretching, and is done before the riding. So it helps riders do that, like prepare as well, stretch their bodies. Um, Balancing, it has an exercise called Around the World, which pretty much the riders go around the world with the they go around the world pretty much as it states. It goes around with the horses. Um, while the horses revolve in a complete circle while the people are seated on the horse. Then using the line allows the riders to focus on the positioning, or yeah, um, and then it allows them to focus their positioning and balance rather than leading. Then you have jumping and vaulting, which are really more advanced. So, but driving, and that is used with individuals who may be unable to ride a horse. So, um, okay. So now I'm gonna go into um, but kind of back into history a little bit. Um, but the NA, well, it's not history, but currently, as of right now, the NARHA, again, which is the North American Riding for the Handicap Association, has more than 600 centers across the United States, and has more than 30,000 people with disabilities participate in their program. And Liz Hartel is considered the founder of modern therapeutic riding. For theoretical foundations, it's a German theorist designed a three-circle diagram that drew out the approaches taken and the theory behind service provision in this field. The three circles represented education, medical benefits, and sports. So you see that. They overlap to represent the holistic approach taken by therapeutic horseback riding and its ability to address several different types of disabilities. All right. Then the NARHA developed a classification system that had four circles, and which represented, you see right here, which represented therapy, education, sport, and recreation and leisure. So we were not so limited. You can see. All right. Now the next part that I'm going to talk about is the explanation of the effectiveness of the intervention. So the first one I'm going to discuss is people with autism. And people with autism cannot ignore one sense and let another one take over the way most people can. Instead, they smell, they taste, feel, and think all at once, giving them a sensory overload. Like it's too much. Even for myself, I get the same thing, and it's just too hard to handle at times. So, when riding a horse, it allows them just to concentrate on that one task. So it benefits them a lot. The horse provides that safe, non-judgmental, and tolerant base for the rider. And I mean, a lot of people, like for instance, my cousin, he has autism, and I know a lot of other people too who have autism, but they always have felt that judgment from people. So when riding the horse is like it's just you and the horse. So the second one is brain injuries, TBIs, and brain surgeries, which results in an impairment of cognitive abilities and or physical functioning. The horse can provide a strong, motivating, consistent multisensory input that appears to help the rider's brain organize itself. So I thought it was pretty cool. Like even for myself, like I have issues with that. So because I've had my 3 brain surgeries and um, I've been to things like that. So it was pretty cool. Um, so now the third one is cerebral palsy, which is caused by damage to the brain, which are usually occurring before, during, or shortly following birth. The horse helps children. Um, the horse helps children with cerebral palsy by improving the coordination of breathing and sound production. So, all right, now my next thing is the inflammation exercises, and for the exercises, um, for people who have little experience with them, learning about horses can be challenging. So, what is it? Sorry. Okay. Um, so for instance, the exercise that I chose is like pin the tail on the horse, where you have like a chalkboard or an easel or just a surface to help tape another object to. And then you have a large picture of a horse. So for instance, you could use something like that. And you can cut it into pieces. You can cut it into pieces and you go according to the names of the horse of each body part, such as like the hoof, mane, withers, hock, or you could just stick to like basic stuff if you want to, like basic down, because even for myself, I struggle as well with that. So like, for instance, like basic go like, the mane, the nostril, the mouth, the leg, the hoof, kind of like that, and then pin it. Um, and then each participant is given a piece of the horse with tape on the back. Then one by one, the participants would approach the board and then they could state the name of the body part and tape the body part onto the board where they believe it is found on the horse. So, for instance, if the your first one, if like with sorry, um, a disability, for instance, can be TBI or a brain tumor. If the individual does not know the body part of a horse, they can ask help from a teammate, because it's not just an individual game. A team plays together, so there's no I in team. So same goes for someone who has like cerebral palsy. Um, and if they're in a wheelchair, for instance, I help with aquatic therapy, and a person who had cerebral palsy was not able to like walk, was not able to really give any like hand gestures or anything like that, but they were able to use their eyes. Um, so we could see they could do eye movements to mean like one for yes, two for no, for the body part. So, and even like teaching the individuals about the body parts. So, for instance, like this, like the tail of a horse. What does a tail of a horse have in it? It has the hairs of a horse. Or what does the but like where is the nostril located at? Everybody, and then you point to the nostril. Oh, same thing. So each part can do something. And then as well as we can adapt with the disability and just make sure everyone is involved with it. So um, I truly think therapeutic horseback riding is really beneficial for not just people who have disabilities, but even just like anybody, because it can help them like socially, it can help them personally. Because truly, to me, I think everybody has problems, like whether it's going on with work, school, family, something's always going on. And horseback riding, especially therapeutic horseback riding, can always benefit somebody. And even people who do have disabilities, like even for myself, I have my disability. Um, you know, it benefits. So thank you. Again, my name is Kayla Burtis, and this was my presentation, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day.